It's time to look at the papers now. Let's see what the headlines are across Nigerian newspapers. And to make sense of all of that, this morning I have with me Jide Logun, one of our regulars. He's a lawyer, public affairs analyst. Jide, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Mike.
Welcome. I like your tie there. The colors are amazing.
Thank you.
Great. And we also have Dikbo Yewole here. He's a strategist and development strategist. It's nice to have you join me.
Good morning, Mike.
Great. Good morning.
Good morning.
Right. Okay, let's begin with Business Day. Business Day newspaper this morning says Nigeria may be left out as the world pumps more oil. Nigeria may be left out as the world pumps more oil. And that's Business Day. Daily Times is next, and it says presidency PDP bicker over comments on 2023. Presidency PDP bicker over comment on 2023. That's Daily Times. Blueprint newspaper is focusing on Igboho's arrest. Don't grant extradition order to federal government. Council tells Benin Republic. Don't grant extradition order to federal government. Council tells Benin Republic. Yoruba leaders working to stop deportation. Akintoye is saying this. And declare amnesty for Igboho. Kanu Ladoja tells federal government, we're studying the situation. Afenifere is saying this. All right. These are all perspectives to the story of Igboho's arrest when the news broke out. First News is where we go next, and it's still focusing on Igboho. He says federal government's extradition move suffers setback, and as battle shifts to International Criminal Court. Federal government extradition move suffers setback as battle shifts to International Criminal Court. That is the first news there. Daily Trust is next, and it says Buhari vows to fish out troublemakers as federal government moves to extradite Igboho. How Interpol arrested agitator wife in Cotonou, and don't surrender him, he won't get justice in Nigeria, as this lawyer is saying this. Arrest won't stop secession agitation. Ladoja is saying this. DSS keeps mum on all of this. That's what the Daily Trust has in there. All right, let's move now to the last one we're looking at, News Direct. And News Direct says controversy trails Igboho's arrest, and Ladoja is telling the federal government declare amnesty for Igboho, and the federal government ruthless on Igboho, weak against bandits and others. Ozekome is saying this. All right. This is News Direct, and I feel we should start from here. Sunday Igboho's story is all over the papers today, and let's see what sense we can make out of all of this, especially when the council are getting involved, talking about the International Criminal Court and all of that. Let me start with you, Jide. I guess you've been following this development. If the story credited to Ladoja here, if it is something to go by, declare amnesty for Igboho, and there's also a call to declare amnesty for all of the other guys too, and so on. What do you make of that anyway?
You know, amnesty is saying you can repent, then we'll reintegrate you. But that is about those who have even been found to have been involved in crime, for example. You know, these are agitators. But you recall that in the regime of the Niger Delta, the people there also were given an amnesty by the late President Musa Yar'Adua. And beyond this amnesty we are talking about, can we focus on the fundamental issues that are prompting these agitations? Where is Nigeria? Why are people restive? Why do we have all these misgivings? Can we begin to address it? And I summarize it by making reference to the management of the resources of this country. The Commonwealth should be for the common good. I take it back to the Constitution that requires that there should be justice, there should be equity, there should be freedom. You know, you go to section 14, subsection 2, that says that the security and the welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. If we have focused on all this, we won't have all these forces creating the symptoms we have in our society, that people are beginning to rise up to agitate. And this case of Igboho is deep. Now we are dealing with extradition. The government is saying release him to us, and the other side is saying no, grant him asylum. And I know that between Ghana, Togo, Benin Republic, and Nigeria, there is this treaty, all right, that it should help protect him. But it depends on how you play that diplomatic game. And of course, with the question some are also asking, now that Kanu has been rearrested and brought back to Nigeria, has this solved the insecurity problem in the country? Has the agitation stopped? So even if Igboho is brought back to the country, will that solve the crisis we have in the nation? And I also want to advise, look at what happened in South Africa recently. It has drawn that country back for about 10 years to begin to bridge the gap that has been created by the level of violence that broke out. And that is a way of saying that there are forces we must appeal to beyond the parties we are just identifying. And there's the issue of perception here in public relations. Some are coming out to say, now you are pursuing the Igbohos, you are pursuing the Kanus. What about the bandits? So what have you done to that? And that is a huge burden on the government.
Well, that twist is something that a lot of Nigerians have been asking questions. And if you look at the intelligence and the coordination and the intel that went into the arrest of Kanu and even Igboho outside of the shores of the country, it tells you that